Friends, this is Frederick sir here. In this particular module, I am going to explain the following subtopics from working of institution. The topics are Parliament and need of Parliament and two houses of Parliament. So let us move to the first subtopic, that is Parliament and need of Parliament. What is Parliament? In democracies, an assembly of elected representatives exercises supreme political authority on behalf of the people in a particular country. In India, such a nation assembly of elected representatives is called Parliament. So all the elected representatives from a country which is democratic country, all the elected representatives make an assembly and they come up to discuss. The particular assembly is called the parliament. At the state level, this is called legislature or legislative assembly. Like for example, Odisha has legislative assembly in Bhubaneswar, the Vidhan Sabha or the legislative assembly. And likewise, all other state has the legislative assembly, but the center has the parliament. Parliament is the final authority for making laws, changing existing laws or abolishing existing laws and make new ones in their place in any country. Like in democratic country India, our representative make the final decision. They make the law, they pass the bill, and even whatever the laws that are previously made they can change, they can amend. That you have studied amendment of constitution. Those who run the government can take decisions only so long as they enjoy support of the parliament. For instance, now NDA government is running the government. So if NDA government, National Democratic Alliance, BJP and other parties, those who are ruling the government, running the country, if the Prime Minister does not get the majority support to pass a bill, then the government cannot go ahead, cannot run. Parliaments control all the money that governments have, the country's public money or the tax money or whatever money the asset country has. The parliament controls all of it. Parliament is the highest forum of discussion and debate on public issues and national policy in any country. So this is where the parliament only discusses. It has the authority. This is the forum. This is where the assembly meets and discusses and debates on a particular issue for the country to come up with decisions. Next subtopic is two houses or the chambers of parliament. The parliament has two houses or the two chambers, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. So we'll look into it. In our country, the parliament consists of two houses. The two houses are known as the Council of States or the Rajya Sabha, that is called, and the House of the People, that is Lok Sabha. The total number of elected members of Lok Sabha is 543 plus 2 Anglo-Indian nominated members for 5 years. All these members, 545 in total, are elected for 5 years. After 5 years, again there is a general election for these all 545 members to be elected to Lok Sabha. The total numbers of members of Rajya Sabha is 238 plus 12 nominated members for 6 years. These Rajya Sabha members are nominated for 6 years, whereas Lok Sabha nominated for 5 years. These 12 nominated members are nominated by the president from many different spheres of life, for sports, literature, and so on. Lok Sabha is usually directly elected by the people and exercises the real power on behalf of the people. Whereas Rajya Sabha is usually elected indirectly and performs some special functions like looking after the interest of various states, regions, or federal units like our union territories. Elected indirectly means these particular members from Rajya Sabha are indirectly elected by elected members of the Legislative Assembly or the Vidhan Sabha of each state to the Parliament, to the Rajya Sabha for 6 years. The President of India is a part of the Parliament, although he is not a member of either house. He is not a politician. He is not directly elected by the people of India, but indirectly by the Legislative Assembly and the Parliament. The Vice President is the ex officio of the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu, as present, he is the Chairman of Rajya Sabha. You will see him conducting the Rajya Sabha, chairing the Rajya Sabha. Whereas in Lok Sabha, you will see the Speaker, Aditya Birla. All laws made in the houses come into force only after they receive the assent of the President. It is the President who gives its consent, signs the agreement, and signs the bill that makes that the law becomes a law for the country. So President is the final one to sign the law that is made by the Parliament. Rajya Sabha is the upper chamber and the Lok Sabha is the lower chamber. Rajya Sabha has some special powers over the states, but the Lok Sabha exercises supreme power. Though we see Lok Sabha is the lower chamber, but Lok Sabha exercises supreme power because of the number of seats that it has. Any ordinary law needs to be passed by both the houses. If there is a difference between the two houses, the final decision is taken in a joint sessions. If two houses could not come up with a final decision, both the houses come together and sits and discuss in the Parliament, not separately. But Lok Sabha exercises more power in money matters, because Lok Sabha is elected by the people of India directly. So they have more powers in money matters. The budget. They decide the budget. The Lok Sabha controls the Council of Ministers. It's the Council of Ministers. The main ministries. All this controlled by Lok Sabha. If the majority of the Lok Sabha members have no confidence in the Council of Ministers, all the ministers, including the Prime Minister, have to quit or resign. If any bill has to be passed in the Parliament, it needs the majority vote to be passed to make it a law for the country. If the members of the party, the ruling party itself, has no confidence in the Council of Ministers, in the cabinet, it's very difficult to pass the law, where Prime Minister will be helpless to run the government. In this case, the Prime Minister have to quit or resign, and the whole government has to resign, and there will be re-election. Thank you. If you don't understand, you can clarify in the class.